Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to create an AI image generator in JavaScript Word using two different projects as a full stack solution. Let's first see what is our solution architecture. In this solution, we have a user and this user will interact with our AI image generator, which is a complete solution, and the user have interact with our front-end project, which is a React project, React.js version 18 project. Also on the back end, we have a server which uses Node.js and Express.js framework, and our front end and our backend projects have interactions using HTTP requests, and we use REST API for handling that request and implement it inside of our solution. So let's see what is the solution and what is the final product of this video and continue. So this will be the product of this video. We have a nav bar inside of this project, and in the center we have a simple card. We have two inputs. One of them is a prompt which will give a string, and we have some sizes, a small, medium and large, and we can use them and generate a new image. Let me show you. Let's make a refresh. If we don't put anything into the prompt, and nothing will be happen, you can see that it just says that we have an error alert and it don't send any request to the backend. But if you use anything, for example, let's say kitten with sunglasses riding a bike. Let's see the result. I use a large one. I need a large image. Let's say generate new image. It will load it and it will show us a spinner here while it is handling our request. And if it is successful, we can see the result, and it seems that we have this beautiful this beautiful kitten riding this beautiful small bicycle, and that's it. Now let's say that I want to use a puppy is in rel with a kitten, and our image is medium. Let's see the result. Okay, it is loading and our image is saved until the new image is coming. Okay, now it is coming and it is handled. You can see it. This is a puppy is in rel with a kitten. Okay, very beautiful. And this is the result of our video. And by the way, all of our codes are available inside this repository, YouTube AI image generator. All of our backends and our frontend codes are into these separate folders, and you can simply clone and use it. And don't forget to give some stars to this repository. So let's start and implement our project. So let's start by creating a new folder here, and you can use any name you want. For example, AI image generator is my choice, and I open this using VS Code. And we said that our solution is a full stack and we need to use two different projects. So it's a good idea to have different folders for them. Here I create a new folder named Backend, and also I create a new folder named Front and Front End. And also let's create it dot git ignore because we need to use git, and let's say that slash node modules, and also star slash node modules is ignored, and also dot env and slash star slash dot env will be ignored. And for now it's good. Let's open a new terminal here and say that git init. You can see that we are in AI image generator. Okay, that's good. Git add dot and git commit dash m init. Okay, we have a problem here. It is 2m. No, it is good. Let's say cls and git log dash dash one line to see the logs. Okay, you can see that now our project is good and it's using git. Now we want to have different terminals for our project. So let's open two other terminals here using this button and another one. Okay, now because you are using three different terminals, a good way is renaming them. You can see that, for example, here on the first one I can rename it to say, for example, root. This is the root of our project. For the second one I change it to front, and the last one I rename it to back. So we have a root, a front, and a back, and now they are separated, and this is the root. That's good. This is for the front. We say cd front end. Now we are in front end folder, and here we say cd to backend. Now we are on backend. Let's work on the backend first, and here inside of this slash AI image generator slash backend, we say npm init dash y to initialize our project. You can see that we have package.json now, and we need to use some packages. Let's install them first. We need to use course, and also we need .env, and also we need to use express.js framework, and also let's install node.mon package, and the OpenAI is needed also. Let's install them and see the result. And that's it. You can see that we have no node modules and package lock.json and package.json. Here we have course.env, express, node.mon, and OpenAI. So let's have a little change here. Change this to a start, and let's use node.mon index.js for starting our project using this. And let's create a file named index.js for our server. And here we need to import express framework and use with it. So you know that we can simply use const express equals to require express, and this is the common syntax when we are using Node.js. And also you can use the import syntax, which is modules type, and it is better I use this import express from express. You can use both of them, and the difference is when you are using import you need to have a little change here, and let's do it. You need to add a type key here, and this type can be a common JS or a module. So I say it is type of module, and now I can use this syntax. So after importing our express, we need to import everything we want. For example, import .env from .env, and also we need to use course. So we import it here from course. And after this, let's initialize our project and say const app equals to express. And after this, we need to have a route and our port. So let's create a port. For example, you can use any number you want, but let's create a .env. It is a much more better idea. And here, let's create a port. For example, 8200, and we need to use this key. So here we can say that it is process.env.port. Or if it wasn't accessible, you can use this. And after this, we can listen to this port. We have a callback here. Here we can log server is listening on port, and let's dynamically use this port here. Now This is the basic structure for our server, and here let's have a simple route, for example app.get for the slash. We've worked with this previously, and we know that we can have a request and response and work with them, and we can simply say return response dot status or anything like 200 and dot send server is up. Let's format document. Now we have some of them, and let's import this .env because we have using it. We need to use .env.config to have access to the environment, and we have the express and we have this route, and let's check if it's working or not. So let's open our terminal again, and in backend CLS let's say npm start to see if there's any problem or not. It says that server is listening on port 8000. Let's check it. 8000 localhost 8000. It says server is up. That's good. So we have our server up. So let's have a simple commit here. We have index. That's good. Package.json, and that's it. Update. So we committed everything until now. The next thing is we need to use the OpenAI. So let's go and work with it. You can use beta.open.ai, and after you sign up on the OpenAI, you have access to its platform here, and here you can use anything you want. For example, you can build any applications. In this project, you are using this image generation, which is a beta version. It generates and edits images, and you can see that it uses this OpenAI, which we installed here. We installed its package here, and we can simply use it, and we can have some inputs like prompt and n and size and anything we need. So also we have error handling, and this is the preview of it, labs.openai.com. You can see that it generates a lot of images for you, and you can use it. So let's see the GitHub page of OpenAI, and here let's check the repositories. They should have Node.js. Node. Okay, OpenAI Node. And here they said that you can use npm install OpenAI. And after that, you need to import these two from OpenAI. And you need to use this configuration const and have some configurations, and then initialize an OpenAI, and then using this. So let's do this, and let's copy these lines from here, and inside .env let's create an API key. We need to have an API key here, and we will import it here. Let's import these files here and comment them to see what we need to do. So the first thing is we need to import these two files, and I copy them, and here after this course I say import these from its package, which is OpenAI. This is the first step. The next thing is we need to use these configurations and this OpenAI. So after this app, which is Express, let's uncomment them. We say const configuration equals new configuration, and its API key is process.m dot open API key. Let's change this key to this open API key. Now we need an API key, and let's come back here. and go to view API keys, you can see that after you sign up, you can access to this API keys, and here you can generate new. You can see that I have some of them, and you can generate new one and use it. So I will create this one and I will copy them. Okay, and I will paste them here, and after this you can use this API key. So this is the API key, and now we have access to it. After this, we can say that const OpenAI is new OpenAI with these configurations. Now we can use this OpenAI, and if I come here, it says that you can use this. This is a Python. Let's see this Node.js syntax. It says const response equals to await OpenAI.create image, and this its input is prompt and size and this fonts. So let's copy this syntax from here and have it to work with it. And for using it, we need, of course, a new route. So let's create a new route, and I say app.get, or it's better to say app.post because we want to send something from this front end. It is better to be the request body instead of the request URL params. So let's create a route, and I say, for example, it is generate, and we have request and response. So the first thing is we need to have something which is prompted and size from the input. So we need to have const something equals to request dot body, and we need to destructure them. What we need to destructure, we need to use this prompt, and we need to use size, and we can have the input of number, but for simplicity we can hard code this n to 1 and use just one of them. So let's format document. Now we have these ones, and let's have a simple validations here, and here we can say that if not prompt or not size, you can simply return the response with a status of 400, which is bad request, and that send bad request, and that's it. If it is not valid, this return will be run, or if it is okay and our input is valid, we can simply use this. You can see that it is an await, and it means that it is an async operation. So let's change this request and response to async, and because we are working with this OpenAI which has a request, HTTP request, it's better to use some try catch block after this. And here inside of this try, we will work on our codes. You can see that I can use exactly this. So let's do this. Let's say const response equals to await OpenAI dot create. You can see that it has a lot of things, and we need to use create image, and for its inside we have some inputs. The first one is the prompt, which is the structure from here. It should be this, but you know that we can use when we have key and value are equals, we can use just one of them. So we say prompt is your input, and also this size is your input, and for the n we hard code it to 1. Let's format our document. That's good. Now this was this part, and you can see that this is it, and this is the next line. It says that after this the image URL equals to response dot data of 0 dot URL, and you can see it is based on its official document. So after this we have a URL that is a URL to our generated image, and we can work with it. So what we can do, we can simply return from here and return our response dot status of 200. And we can send anything we want. I want to send an object, and in this object I say your src is this image URL. Let's format document, and if we have any error here, we can simply return the response with the status of any status, like 400 or 500, which is server error dot send. And here we can send anything we want. For example, our error is error, but you know that the key and value is equal, so we can simply use this. Let's format document, and now let's delete this comment. We don't need it anymore. And I think it's it. Let's delete this line and this line to see it again. Let's have a quick review on this function. And we created a post request, and its URL is /generate, and it is an async function. First, we destructure prompt and size from request.body, and if we don't have prompt or don't have size, we simply return a status of 400 with bad request. Else, inside of this try catch, we create a new response, which is OpenAI.createImage with our prompt and size and n, and then we have an image URL, which is the response.data.data0.url, and then we return that to the front end or to the anyone who requests this. Can be postman or can be front end. If we have any error inside this cache, we return this response. Now we have this process that n.port is used for this port, and I think it is completed. So let's open our terminal again, and okay, it's listening. No, because we want to use a post request, we use postman, because we cannot send post with the browser. So we say that your request is post and http localhost 8000/generate. Let's send simply, it says that cannot get response. Let's see if the project is up. Okay, it says that we have a problem. Cannot the structure property of prompt of request.body as it is undefined. We don't have access to the body, and this is a common problem, but let's work on it. In order to use this, we need to have some middlewares after this app. We can say app.use the express.json, and also app.use express.url encoder, because we need body parser. And you can see that options, body parser.options URL encoded, it will work for us. And also let's have the extended true for the future needs, but it is not required, but it is better to have it here. So let's format our document. Now we have express.json and express.url encode middleware. Now I think it must be okay. Let's send another one. Okay, now the problem is solved, and you can see that we have the status of 400 bad request with bad request message, because here we say that if we don't have prompt or size, send this message to the front end. Let's send some body inside of Postman. You know that inside of body you can use raw JSON, and let's send prompt. For example, a dog with sunglasses, and the next thing is its size. For size, let me show you from here. You can use one of them, this or this or this. I use, for example, this one, and here it must be a string. Let's send it. Okay, it's sending, and we need to wait and see what will be the result, and we have error. Okay, let's see what's the problem. View, terminal. Okay, no, it says that we have a problem, but we don't have anything here. Let's log our error here. Start our project again. Let's send another request here and see what will be the error. Okay. It says that server is listening on port 18, reference error, image URL is not defined. So let's see what is the problem. Okay, now we have this here. And what is the problem? Inside of this, we said your src is this image URL, and we must, sorry, we need to first say this is a new variable, because this is the response that data URL is a new variable. We need to import it from here, to create a new variable for it. Now let's see the result. Okay, you can see that our response is 200 and we have an src. If I copy this and paste it here, no, it is not copied. Let's copy them from here, and if I paste it here and I press enter, I should see the image. Yes, you can see we said that inside of, let's close this one, we said we need a dog with sunglasses with this size, and you can see that we have that. And that's interesting. So I think our backend is okay, and let's just do a simple check. We delete this, import express.n. Oh, course. Let's use course in order to avoid any further problem when you're using frontend. So we say app.use, our course, format document. So now we have this, and we are using body parser. That's good. We have a configuration. We have OpenAI, new OpenAI, app.get, okay. And inside of this generate, now we have the access to it, and also we have validation. That's good. Then we have the port, and we are listening to it. And I think it's okay. So here, let's say finish backend and commit. No, it seems that's good. Let's work on front end. So view terminal. Let's go to the front end terminal, which is this one, CLS. Here we need to use a new React project. So let's create it. npx create React app, npx create React app, and we need to create a new project. If you say some name, for example, this or anything you want, it will create a new folder with this name, and inside of that folder it creates a project. But I want to use exactly this front end, so I'm inside the front end, so I can simply say dot and it will install the project inside of this folder. So let's press enter and wait to see the results. Now our project must be installed. Okay, our project is installed. Now let's say npm start to see our project. Okay, this is our project. Let's have some cleanup here. You can see we are inside of this front, and let's delete what files we don't need it. We don't need this and this and this. app.test and this, and inside of app.js, let's delete everything and let's create a new component. By the way, I'm using, let me show you extensions ES7. I think you already know, but you can simply use this ES7 snippets and it can help you a lot. So you can see I'm using this ES7 and I have a lot of them. Also I have React ES7 snippets. So here I can use RSC for create a new component. You can see it, or RCC for use some class components, which is not really used here nowadays. And also I can use RAFC snippet, and this is a good one. It will create a new component for me named app, and let's rename this app to app.jsx. And also index.js needs some configurations. Let's delete these lines and this and this. Now we have app. Let's refresh. That's good, and let's see if we have any problem or any error. We don't have. That's good. So let's start. The first thing is we need to use some package. Let's go to the package.json and we need to use, let me show you. The first thing is material UI. I want to use it. So let's press get started in installation. We need to install this. So copy them, open terminal. Let's stop CLS. Inside of AI image generator / frontend, which is this terminal, I paste it, npm install @mui /material, emotion react, and emotion style. These packages are required when we are using React. When you're using Material UI, it is installing. The next thing is we need to use npmi axios because we need to use some HTTP requests, and axios is a good choice. And also let's say npmi sass because I want to use some sass modules, and it is a good choice in your projects to use sass modules. Let's see the install. So install axios, sass, and moving material, emotion react, and emotion styles. I think for now it's good. Let's initial front project. Let's commit everything until now. That's good. Now let's have a global file, global.scss for our styles, and we import this file here. Import /global.css. So now we have access to this global everywhere in our project. And here let's have some CSS resets, star and star before and star after. Let's say our padding is 0, margin 0, box sizing is border box, and the font family is Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. Let's format document. And also for our body, let's have the width of 100 viewport width, and for our height, we can use minimum height, so it can be bigger than this and 100 viewport height. And for our flow of X, it is a good idea to use hidden always, and let's format it. Now I think this is good, and let's go to the app.js and work on this file. Here inside of this app, let's see the result. Okay, it seems that we have problem. Let's see the terminal if it's running. No, it is started. npm start. No, it is starting. Okay, now we have the font family. That's good. Let's close this and this and this. That's it. So I need to use simply two different parts. The first part is a nav bar, and also I need to use a main and Let's format document to see this is our structure. We need a nav bar and the main. So let's do this inside of this src. Let's create components folder. Component. Inside these components, we create a nav bar and also a main. We have just simply two different components, and we create navbar.jsx and also navbar.scss. And now let's work on these files, but I want to use this on the split right and this one is on the left. That's it. Let's create a new functional component, RAFCE, and inside of this navbar we simply can say dev empower. We just need to use this, and let's import our navbar here and see if it's imported automatically. Yes, you can see it is detected and it is imported automatically from ./components navbar. Now we have this dev empower, that's good. And here let's have a class name for this, which is a navbar. And also we need to import this SCSS module file ./navbar.scss, and let's work on this class. So I have a class which is .navbar, and here let's say your width is 100%, your height is 50 pixel, it is good, and your display is flex, your flex direction is row, which is a standard and default, but it is good to have it here. And after this we have justify content and align items like always. For justify content I want it to be flex start because I want to be on the left side, and for align items we use center. Let's see it, refresh. Okay, that's good, but let's have a padding of 1 rem on the left side. I want to have some color and background color. I want my color to be white, and for my background color I want to use a blue color which is 3 and 3 and 84. Let's format document and see the result. This is simply a navbar, and for our project it is I think it is enough. So let's close this navbar and have a little, let's see. Okay, index app.jsx, good. And let's add these two files and say implement navbar to have another commit. That's good. Now I think the navbar is good, and let's work on the main. So for the main we create a new component, main.jsx and also main.scss. You can use their CSS, or it is not really and it is not really required to use SCSS, but it is a better idea to use SAS modules in your project, and it will help your project to be maintained well. So we have this main and this main, and let's create a component RFCE inside of this and import it on the main. Here main, it will be imported from this address. That's good. And now let's see the result. Okay, now this is main. For now let's close index and global and app, and now also let's close this app.jsx. Now we just need to work on these two files. Let's right click on this main.scss and split it to right to work on both of these files. And I want to use material, so let me show you what we are going to use. The first thing is we need to use a text field, and in the components, text field. Okay, application error. Okay, you can see that we have outline field and standard. It is loading. Okay, now that's loaded completely. But let's use the first one. This is a text field and import it inside of this division. And absolutely we need to import ./main.scss for our files, and then we need to import some of these components from @mui/material. The first one is this text field. Let's see our front end. Refresh. Okay, now we have this here, but it is better to have some structure, and for a structure we can use any division or any kind of tags you want. It is a good idea to use a stack of the, let me show you. If you have these, you can see that they are all on a row, but let's use a stack component which is from material and paste them here and format document and see it. Okay, now you can see that this is our stack. And for this stack, let's say we have a spacing of, for example, let's say 3. No, it's not good. 1. Okay, it's much more better, I think. And let's have a class name for it to have some more abilities working in CSS. For example, let's say this is main stack. By the way, you can use SX, and here you can use anything you want, but I think it's better to say I prefer to use with SCSS here. So let's say our parent is main, so I have dot main, and this is our main. But inside of this main, I have this main stack. So I have dot main stack, and for this main stack, I say your width, I want it to be on the maximum of 600 pixels, and on maximum, your maximum it should be 100% of your parent, and also your margin top would be 1 rem. Let's format document and see the results. Okay, now I think that's much more better, but it's better to have anything in the center. So let's have some classes for its parents, and here we say that your margin is 25 pixels from top and bottom, because this main is going to be our holder. And for the left and right, you can use auto format document. Let's see the result. Okay, no, it is not working. We need to see why. Let's say your width is 100 viewport width, and your minimum height would be calculated 100 viewport height minus 100 pixel. And this is because we are using, let me show you here in navbar, we are using 50 pixels, so we can use 50 pixels for top and for bottom. And after this, we can say your maximum width would be 1200 pixels, and your background color would be a slightly white. And this format document, and let's see the result. Okay, now you can see that this is here, and after this background color, let's have a simple box shadow 0 0 25 pixel, 10 pixel, and the RGB A of 0 0 0 and 3. Okay, now we have this, and not bad. After this box shadow, let's have a simple border radius. For example, I say 16 pixel, and that's good. and I say your display is flex, and your flex direction is column, and your justify content is flex start, and your align items would be center. So if after this stack I have anything like h1, it will be on a column. That's good. After align items, let's have a padding top of 2rem and see the result. Okay, refresh. Now you can see that everything is center, and also after this stack, everything would be on the bottom of this stack. And I think that's good. Now we have this main stack, and let's work on them. So I just want one text field here, and that was for the test purposes. And let's say we have this text field. And in this text field, what we want to use, of course, we don't need this ID. And this label should be changed to our prompt, because we are using this to use prompt. Let's see it. That's good. And after this, we need to use an autocomplete. Let's see it here. Autocomplete lets you typing anything, but we can also use select. It is much more better because you don't need to type anything. It is just 3 simple values, so we can use it. And let's copy this from here. We need to use a form control. And after this text field, we are inside of this stack. You can see it here. And after this, I paste it here and format document. Okay, now we have a form control. We need to import it from material and input label, a select, and the menu item. Let's format document again to see the result. Okay, it says age and handle change. Now it is the time to work on the values. You know that we need to use some values to send to backend. The first one is the prompt, and the next one is our size. So in order to work on them, we need to use some states. Let's create some states for them here and see what we need to do. So the first thing is we need to use a state. Use a state from React. And let's create a new state, const something equals to use a state. And the first thing is we need to use some prompt and set prompt. And for this, the initial value is an empty string. And we can use this prompt here on this text field, and we say your value is your the prompt, and on change you need to handle this change, and we can say that if anything is changing, you need to get the event, and you need to set the prompt to e.target.value. Let's format document. Okay, now it should work, but let's handle the next one. The next one is we need to have another state for this. So let's create it. We say const age, set age equals to use a state of something. But for this something, let's see it again. What was the values? You can see it is this and this and this. Let's copy them from here. We need to send these as some strings. Let's comment it. So because this is a little hard to type or to have without any strings, I think it's a good idea to have some objects for them. Let me show you what I'm going to do here. I create a new object and I say const sizes equals an object, and in this object also you know that we have keys and values. For example, a small is something, and medium is something, and large is something. No, it is, this is a small, and this is medium, and this is large. Now we can use this object, and it is a better idea. So for the initial value of this age, we can say it is sizes that you can use anything, for example, large or small or anything you want. So I say it is use a state of sizes that small, and now I have age and set age. No, for this select, we don't need this label ID and ID. For the value, we can say that sorry, this is size, not age. Size and set size. Your value is size and your label is size, and on change, what you need to do, you need to change this size to anything is. So first let's handle this. The first thing is the value is sizes. Oh, sizes dot the first one, let's say it's a small, and also its label is a small. Let's copy 2 times and change these two to medium, and change these two to large. Now you can see we have a small, medium, large, and their value for a document, their value will be this. Let's see it here. Okay, handle change needs to work. So here on the on change, we can simply get the event and say that set the size to e dot target dot value, and for my document, see the results. Okay, now we have this and this. That's good, and we have a prompt. Now we have two different inputs. One of them is this, and this is another one, and they're working. That's good. So let's go to the next part. After this, we need to have a button. Let's see the buttons here. Okay, we have these lines, and you can see we have outline, content, and text. Let's use one of them. For example, I want to use this. For example, this content. And copy this. After this select, let's paste it here and import the button from material for my document. Okay, now we have a button here, and let's change this to generate new image. And for my document, let's see the result. Now you can see that we have this, and that's good. So what we need to do next, we need to work on the functionality of them. So let's see the problems and the things we need to handle. Let's delete this ID. I don't need this. Okay, first we have a prompt. Its value will be handled by this state. The next thing is this size. Its value would be handled by this state. And then we have this button. So what we can do simply using this button, we can simply use this, use onClick and create a click handler and work on this click handler. So let's copy this, and I want to create a new function. This is an arrow function, and here let's say console.log the prompt and the size to see the result. Let's say format document. I want to show you step by step what I'm going to do here. So let's refresh and see the result. So I click this, it will say the prompt is nothing and the size is this. If I change this, okay, no size is this, medium, that's good. No size is large, that's good. But we need to check that if prompt is empty, we not change the state, and we don't need to send any request to backend. But how we can do this? Let's come here inside this click handler, and after this we say that if prompt equals to this empty string alert, please enter something, and simply return, else we don't need to use else because we are using return here, else you console.log. So let's refresh and see. Okay, now it says that please enter something, but if you press anything it will be void. That's good, but this is not really beautiful, and let me show you that we have interesting snack bar here. Where is it? And API, a snack bar. We have a snack bar here. You can see that we are using this beautiful snack bar, and for controlling it we need to have a state which handles the open and close of it. So let's work on it. We need to use a snack bar, and this snack bar can be after this stack. We are inside of this main. After this stack we have this h1, and let's paste it here. We need to use a snack bar, and okay, this is it. Let's format the document. So for the open and for the opening and closing we need to use let's say a state, and let's create that state. Here we say that const open and set open, use a state, and the initial value is false. So let's delete this action, we don't need this, and we need to use this type of component because inside it we need to have h5 of, for example, error. Format document, and so we are working on this open, and let's see if we have any. Okay, handle close. Let me show you. We want to work on this. So if here it has unclose, we say that unclose you must set open to false again, and here if prompt is this, we say after alert you need to set open to true. So it will render our component and this will be shown. Let's comment this alert for now and format document. Let's see the result. Okay, now it is error, but this is not beautiful, and let's see where is alert. Okay, you can use these alerts here, and it is a better idea. For example, alert is severity of error or warning or anything. But let's use them here inside of this, instead of this h5. Let's use this alert, and it has a severity, and this is an error alert. Check it out. Okay, format document. Let's import this alert from material, format document. Okay, now let's see the result. Okay, it is much more better, I think. That's good, but if you have anything, it will be work. So I think for the front it is good, and after this we need to work on this side. Here after this console.log we need to send a request to our backend, and for using the backend we need to use Axios. Let's see if it's installed or not. Yes, we installed Axios, so we can simply use it. And now let's say we have a URL and we have a data, because we need to use a URL. Our URL, let me show you here, it was this. Let's copy this from here and paste it here. HTTP localhost 80,000/generate, and for our data we need to use this prompt and size. So we can simply send our prompt size here as our data. After this, because it is an asynchronous function, we can use then dot catch, or we can use simply async array from here. So because we are using async, it is better to cut everything and use a try catch block and work on this try. Let's format the document. Now we are on this try block, and after this const data, we can simply send our request. So we can say const the response is await of Axios. Let's import Axios from Axios, and Axios.post. What is the URL? URL is this. And what is your data? This is the data that will be sent to the server. And after we get the response, we have something which is, you saw it here. We have an object. Inside this object, we have an src, and in src, we have that URL. So let's say const img src equals to this response dot. Inside this response, we have a data, and inside of, let me show you again, inside of data, we have this src, so dot src. So this is it, and let's say log this to see if it is working or not. And if we have any error, we can simply set open to true and return. So let's see if anything is working or not. Let's refresh, and here let's clean this requests, and let's say a dog with sunglasses. The size is medium, and let's generate new image. Okay, let's see here on the network, it is pending. We need to wait to see the result. Okay, it says 200, that's good. Now you can see we have this, and for this preview we have this, that's good. Now you can see we have access to this image. Now what we need to do with this image, we need to simply show it. So let's have another state here, const img and set img equals to use a state, and initial value is empty string. That's good. So instead of this console.log, let's say set img of this img src, and format document. Now we are setting this image src. If it is a set, we know that we have an image src inside of it. So here inside this div with class name of main, after a stack, let's dynamically check it. We say if image is not equals to empty string, you can simply render an image tag, and src is this img, and also your alt is img. And let's format document, and that's good. Let's see the result. So let's refresh, and let's say that a dog with let's say, for example, bike. Small, medium. Let's generate. Okay, it is pending. Let's wait to see the result. Okay, it seems that it is generated. That's beautiful. Okay, a kitten riding a bike. A small image must be good. Let's see it. Oops, kitten is riding it. That's beautiful. Now, let's extend a little bit our project. We know that it might take a long time or a short time to load an image and show us the image. But it's good to show to user that it is loading. So let's have what was the circular loader, or it was something like this, circular, divider icon, list, progress. Okay, circular progress. We can use a circular progress with any color we want. And okay, now we want to render the circular conditionally. So let's have another state. We say const loading and set loading equals to use a state of, in the initial it is false. So what's the business logic of this? We say that when we are clicking on the initial time it is false. When we are clicking, if it is going to handle the request before this axios.post, here we can simply say that you can set this loading to true. No, it is true. It will render our component. So we set loading, and after this image is loaded, here set after this set image, we say you must set loading again to false. And also, if we have any error, it is good to have the set loading of false. And format document, that's good. Now we know that our loading will be handled automatically inside of this process. So let's use this loading. And here, after this stack and before the image, we can change it again and say that if it is loading, if loading is true, render this component, which was copy the circular progress. Let's import circular progress. Okay, and format document. Okay, we have circular progress. And your color is success. That's okay for me. And what we need, I think that's good. Format document, and let's see the result. So refresh to be sure that it is okay. So I say a dog with a child. A small good. Let's press. You can see that it is a circular loading. That's good. And okay, it is finished, and it is showing our image. And this is a dog with a child. And I think that's good. But let's work a little on this spaces. This button must be a little down. So what is this button? This button is here after this select. So we can simply use classes inside of this main, or you can simply use an SX here. For example, you say margin top would be 2 rem. Let's see the result. Okay, that's good. 1 rem is better. Okay, and also for this image, we can simply use it here because it's an HTML tag, and we say this image, we use the direct selector of that image, and we say your maximum width must be 100% in order to avoid any overflow, and your margin should be 1 rem for top and bottom and 0. And also let's have a simple border radius of, let's say, 32 pixels, and refresh, and a kitten on a bike. Small. Let's see it. Oh, it's much more better, but you saw that the circular needs a margin top. So the circular is, it is here. You can use class name and handle it here in main.css, or you can simply use the SX here. SX is related to material UI, and here you can directly change the styles. For example, margin of top would be 1 rem. Format document. Okay, let's refresh, and let's say a baby of line with its mother. A small is medium. Let's check the medium or large, and let's see the result to see if you have any problem with large. Okay, no, it has margin top. That's good. And it is loading. That's very well. A baby love line with its mother. Oops, it is really beautiful. And that's loading. That's good. No, I think our project is finished, and let's check the responsiveness. Okay, 380 pixel is my standard. Okay, you can see that it is good and everything is structured well, but let's have a little padding. For example, for this prompt and age and button, it is not good to have this tight width. So inside this main, we have main stack. Let's say that instead of max width of 100, let's say 95%. Okay, it's much more better. And also for this image, let's see max width is 95%. That's much more better in my opinion. And you can see that it's working well. And I think our project is finished. And let's have a look again here to see what we have done. And then, okay, we created a sizes object to handle the objects we needed. And also we used some states and a click handler. And inside of there, we have a text field and a form control, which is a select for our prompt and our oops, this is age, this is wrong. It must be, this age must be size. For the sizes, we are using them, and then we click this button to handle them inside this click handler. After that, if loading is true, we show a circular progress. And if an image is not an empty string, we show the image using the image which is stored inside of this state. And also, we have a snack bar which will be handled using this open state. And all our states are here. Inside this click handler, we saw that using a try catch, if prompt is empty, you simply set open to true and show a snack bar and return. Else, set the loading to true and we said your URL is this and data is prompt and size and send a request and get response.data.src from that response, which is our image src, and set that to set img. Using set img, set that image to a state and also set loading to false. And if we have any error, set loading to true and set loading to false. And it seems that it's working and our project is working correctly. Now it's time to put our project to GitHub. And let's do this. Let's close everything. So let's open our terminals. Control C, CLS. I don't need this anymore, so I say exit. I will exit that. And also for this front, CLS, and exit from this terminal too. No, I have just this root, CLS. I am inside of this AI image generator. Let's say that finalizing project. Now we have committed everything, and now we need to create a new repository. But let's have a good documentation. Let's create a readme.md file, and here let's say our project is AI image generator, and let's say we have some links to use. For example, this is one of them, github.com/openai/openai node. We use this, we close it, and also we use this URL from here. Let's close it, and this is the next URL we need to have inside of our documentation. What we need more? Let's say we need to use this link here to show that we use this materialui.com, and that's it. So let's say that add readme. Okay, commit, that's good. Now let's say git log -- one line to see the result. We have some commits here, that's good. Now let's create a new repository, and here Currently we have these repositories. Let's create a new repository here, and I want to use this name, but before that I say YouTube AI image generator. It is public. Okay, YouTube AI image generator, public, everything is good. Let's create this repository. And because we are using an existing repository, we simply need to use these codes. The first one is git remote add origin. We add the origin to this. The next thing is git branch -m main. We change the branch name to main. Then we say git push. Git push -u origin main. Let's see the result. Okay. We need to wait and see the results. Okay, it seems that branch main set up to track origin main. It seems that everything is sent to the GitHub, and if I refresh here, now I have all of my projects here on this address, and you can see that we have also these links here, but let's change it a little. Open preview. Okay, now it's much more better. We say update readme commit, and sync changes will be pushed to the server. Okay, refresh. Okay, now it's much more better, and I think this was the last step of this tutorial. I hope this video helps you to be familiar with the process of working on a great solution which uses both front-end project and back-end projects, and the interactions will be HTTP requests using REST API structure. I hope this video helps you, and let me know if there is any comment or any opinion, and make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button, and also leave me some comments. Thank you. Goodbye.